So good. Okay, so I'm going to repeat this and let you guys know that today on Shanda On Demand, which I do Monday through Friday, the first 3 weeks of the month, because the last week of the month I take Flex Week, and I need that week to be able to think. I'll give you an example. Who is up all night? Just tell who my sleep deprivation people. Who my like if I don't have flex time, I get sleep deprivation problems. Anybody? Just Jonathan, you just had a baby, so that is like that's not sleep deprivation. That is new family expansion sleep deprivation. That's not insomnia. That's not like I had a meeting at 7:30 this morning and I was just cringing because at 3 o'clock this morning I was still up. Okay. And so for you guys who have sleep challenges last night, I just empathize with you. And it's no reason why we can't be giving. We can't be completely all in and engaged in what we're doing today. And it's not sustainable to not sleep. So I'm not the girl that says push it. I am the girl that says work 3 weeks out of the month, take a week off, take weekends off. And the reason why I do that is so that I can think. So at about 2 o'clock this morning, I finally got the aha on Mentor Me Live on how we're structuring out trainings next year, right? Like literally, I'm not going to announce it right now, but literally I was so excited. I don't know, anybody else wake up your spouse or your partner in the middle of the night? So Ash gets a download at about 3 o'clock this morning. And it's just like, I figured it out. They're going to crush it. They're going to have the best year of their life. And my husband's like, can we talk about this tomorrow, please? And I'm like, but it's so good. It's the best mastermind I will have ever put together. No kidding. Like, no kidding. Anybody else have those, like in the middle of the night, like you solve your problems? That is a product of not having enough space in your life to think. I'm going to show this to you. So this is what I do. I put paper next to my my bed so that, this isn't today's training, by the way. Today's training is about how to boost your confidence when you're having a conversation, when you're having a sales conversation, because I want you to have higher volume months financially. We good with that? But I think this helps because if you're sleep deprived or you've got a lot of thoughts going through your mind, which I often hear, you got to manage them somewhere. So I always say the word manage your mind, manage your mind, manage your mind. If you can manage your mind, you can make a lot of money. Can't manage your mind, you're triggered, you're offended, you give up on relationships, you cut your nose off to spite your face, you have a temper tantrum, and unfortunately, money doesn't come to unstable minds. Okay, it just doesn't. And so money comes to stable minds. And so you got to be able to manage your mind. So I have these pieces of paper, MML, meant to be live structure, right? I'm like designing courses and everything. We're going to do a training called The Pitch, right? And we're literally going to do a 3-hour training for Meant to Be Live called The Pitch. And we're going to show them how to actually pitch. We're going to do sales intensives. I don't want to tell you everything we're going to do, but it's good stuff, right? Then in the middle of the night, I can't show you this because this is Zone Event stuff, but people come into Zone Event that I am like, oh my gosh, if I could get that person to generously give to the people in the room and maybe even give like a $2,000 training on how they built over 1 million people on Instagram and actually monetize that. And like, these are the deals that I cut, right? I'm not saying that deal will happen, but these are the deals that I cut because I always think about who's in the room and how can I hook them up, whether or not they're Meant to Be Live client or not. Does that make sense? Yes. So this is how I manage my mind. I literally, I've got my extra to-do list, somebody I want to come to Zone Event that because I want to bonus that into the room as a surprise when people come to Zone Event, right? What I'm doing for next year's, my mastermind for next year, I always want to figure out where were the gaps, right? Now, when you come to a sales conversation, you can't just say people have no money. You can't just say that you don't have any leads. You can't just say that you're not confident, right? We're going to talk about boosting your confidence today. You can't just say that because you cannot settle for that. You cannot settle for that. You've got to think about, how do I solve it? So like I look at I'll even look when I get off the stage at Zone Event, I'll have an opening, like an opener, right? And when I'm done the opening talk and I get off the stage, I will grab a notebook and I will literally write what worked, what didn't work. Right? Like, how could I have been better? See, a lot of times we like to sit in either the gap or the gain. The gap is where you need to go. The gain is like the celebration of what you've created. And so when you're in a sales conversation, I'm telling you, if you don't have the sales volume you want, you got to get good at the underlying leadership of what I'm talking about right now. So I manage my mind on all of these things. Like, I made a decision about a certain, not a coach's corner, but kind of that as Zone Event that I'm actually taking out. And it's been a big vision of the event. I'm like, it's not fitting. It's not fitting. It feels like noise. I'm taking it out, right? That's the type of heart that if you want to have a close today, if you want to enroll, and when I say close, right, I'm not being a sleazy salesperson. I'm saying somebody that you know you can help. They need you not to be good. They need you to be great. There's some people that only need you to be good. They're what I would call a lay down. Like, there's some people watching right now that if I made an offer to work with me, they would take it because they're waiting for an opportunity to coach with me. Right. And there's other people who are like, I'm still checking this girl out. I'm still negotiating with my bank account on if I'm going to have a financially strong financially strong weekend, but a financially strong next year or this year, negotiating with their spouses or their business partners on whether or not they're going to go all in. Right. There's people that are, and they're like that for you too. You get it? So some people need you to be good. But some of you guys are not even playing good because you're not even bringing it, right? And so I'm hoping that today I'm going to hone in on one area of a sales conversation that if you can do this well, I really believe that even if the rest of it was broken, which we don't want it to be broken, but if the rest of it was broken, I think your good would get better, right? I think your good would get better. If you look at what I trained this week, it's currently Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I have taught you a full sales conversation. I've taught you how to handle stuckness when people are stuck and they're logically looking at, this is just what my life looks like. I don't have the time, I don't have the money, or I don't have the support. I taught it in a different way that I don't think it's been taught before. It's a different perspective, and perspective connects to leadership, which connects to power, which connects to prosperity. Your perspective, what you see in someone, what you see in me determines if you're going to keep showing up. What you see in you determines if you're going to keep showing up for yourself and go all in. Well, what you see for the person that you can help that should be taking their credit card out today, it really comes down to, what do you see in them? So my friends, my begging today, I don't like the word begging, but I am begging you to 100% stop making sales hard, because it really comes down to service. So let me show you what I think if you did this, it would boost your confidence significantly. Okay, so I actually taught this in a network marketing company. It was last week or the week before. And some of you guys have seen this before, but I'm gonna train this a little different. Connect, engage, service, make an offer. Okay? Connect, engage, service, make an offer. Connect, engage, service, make an offer. Write this down on a piece of paper. Now, how you use this is you have this sitting next to you all the time. I think it was yesterday I taught my I solve conversation, how to actually structure. Was that yesterday, you guys? How to structure. I don't have my notes in front of me. Okay, so yesterday I actually showed you every step in a framework of a sales conversation. So if you didn't watch it, go back to Hardcore Business Facebook page, Hardcore Business YouTube. I think it's on LinkedIn, and study it, right? Study it, especially if you know you could be better at leading a sales conversation. This will work for you on social media. this will work for you. Say you have an email list and you send out an email today. I'm a big fan of the paragraph email, which is the short email that has no fluff and gets to the point. I think people like to, I think there's a time and a place for a long email, but I think there's a power to just sending out a tried and true email that says, like, if I was going to send something out today, how many of you guys would love me to create an early Black Friday offer and do a half-day workshop with you on how to do a Black Friday offer? Put BF for Black Friday. How many of you guys would love me to do a low-priced offer, right? A Black Friday offer a month early and actually show you how to do a Black Friday offer. Put BF. You're going to invest something in it. What would you invest in it? I'm curious. What do you think would be a good Black Friday price point? Just go in the chat, use your voice, tell me what that would be, right? $100, Kylie put, $47, Rose put, $27, $50, $37. Go in the chat and let me know, right? On Instagram, LinkedIn, all of you guys, $297, $37, $100, $29. Okay. So first of all, that's a survey for you too. Okay. You don't have to do a price point like that. I'm Christian, so I don't go to psychics, right? But I helped a Hay House author who is a psychic, and her name was Maya. And I helped her create a Black Friday offer that was $97 for a reading that was around, like astrology of where you live. And she had like 400 people buy it. She'd never had 400 people buy anything in her entire life from her email list. So I know it's easy to blame your audience that somehow they're not the buyers, but they're not the problem. It's us actually offering something, and it's not necessarily the price point. People don't buy the discount, right? Like my hair product or my collagen product, it's not about the discount. Discount is expected on Black Friday, Cyber Monday. It's coming fast, you guys, right? Like you should be thinking about your Black Friday offer now. Even if you don't have an email list, don't have anything, you need to be thinking about a Black Friday offer, because just the fact of you preparing to help people will increase your sales volume. Okay, just because you thought about people and thought what you could offer, if you got aggressive on connecting and you actually made the C, connect, engage, service, make an offer, if you said every day, I am going to find a way to connect with 5 people every day. Do you think out of those 5 people, 1 might be a good fit? Probably 5 are a good fit. The only reason why all 5 didn't go through is because you didn't do the piece that I want to talk about right now, which is you didn't serve them. And you know what serves me and serves you? When somebody has a good idea for us. Right? When someone unstucks us, and the only way we can unstuck each other is to actually listen to each other. And people, I overcomplicated this when I was learning copywriting. I remember my coach saying, I paid $1,500 a month for my coach. I only made $2,000 in the whole year before that. Okay, so it was not logical to buy my coach, but I knew I was not going to be the person watching a live like this, not making money a year from that date. And so I needed to hire a coach that wasn't $100 a month or $100 a week. I needed a coach that could get me there. So I hired my coach. I paid her $1,500 a month, and she taught me copywriting. And the big thing that she taught me was what I would call service now, which was listening. And she had me go spy on people. And I would spy on people, which means I would go to Facebook groups that there were other in my field, business leaders, and ones that had big, what I call wakes. Like they have a big wake. So it's like a lot of people follow them, right? Is this helpful? Put yes if it is. Right? Is this helpful? Put yes if it is. Now, I'm going to tell you something. She would have me go watch these big influencers online in my industry and read the comments. Now, I want to tell you something. Because I was super self-centered about trying to be good when I started my business. Okay, so I'm going to call it what it is. It was all about me being good, me getting good at sales, me building a list, me, making money, me hitting my goals. And when I was focused on me, my self-worth issues were screaming. Right? Like when I was focused on me, my self-worth issues were screaming. When I unlocked myself, it's because I started doing things like this, which was all about you. Okay. So where your focus is where your perspective is. Okay. So there's a lot in this right now. Like what I'm talking, there's a lot in this right now. And you need to pay attention to where your gut does a flip flop, right? Like where you get hit somewhere where you're like, ooh, there's something in that. And you should write that down and you should journal about it, meditate on it, pray on it. But that's the work that in my experience, most people don't do. And they don't do it because they don't work hard. They don't do it because they don't think it's going to pay off. Okay. So I spent a lot of months not listening to my coach. I was like, just tell me the tactics of how to do a good hook. Well, good hook doesn't work if I don't have a vision. The vision is to unstuck someone, right? That's service, connect, engage, service, make an offer. Another way of saying service is future pacing. Future pacing is me saying, this is what I see for you. So let me ask you an honest question. How many of you guys are not future pacing? Or how many are you? Put yes or no. Put yes or no in the chat. How many of you guys are future pacing? Yes or no? Okay. Okay, so there's a mix. Okay, are you future pacing in every single sales conversation? Are you future pacing on every single live that you're doing? Are you future pacing on every single email that you write? Are you future pacing on every single conversation you have with the people in your life? You want to develop a superpower heart that sells like crazy, which is high levels of service. Okay, like what I'm doing to the Zone event, what I'm doing to our Mentor Me Live program is a high level of service, right? Like it requires my heart to be all about the customer, not about the budget, not about whether my skills are intact or not, whether or not I have the resources to create the result for them. It has nothing to do with that. Is this making sense to you? Right? So when your heart clicks over, you will future pace everybody you talk to. If you come to Dorado Beach, Puerto Rico, and come see me there, and we had lunch, I'm going to future pace the shit out of you. And it's not necessarily because I've got an offer at the end, because if you came there, you're probably doing a VIP day, right? So you've already bought, you're there. I am future pacing you so that I get a high result with my coaching with you. Even as a coach, I have to future pace everybody that I talk to because that's how they see it. Once your customer or client can see it, then it's very, very easy to make an offer. If you don't have a high close ratio, you don't future pace well. You just don't. Now that breaks down. If people don't future pace well, it's a condition of the heart. You're either trying to be good, you're trying to close, you're trying to be like somebody else. Like I did that when I was trying to do a webinar. I hired 3 people to teach me how to do a webinar. And it wasn't until the third one was like, stop trying to do the script the way I'm telling you how to do the script. Do the script the way you would do the script. That's future pacing. So the tactics of any framework of a sales conversation, a webinar, a speak to sell, a pitch, you have to bring you to the framework, and that's what you see in them. So if I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to end this live, if you want to create income today, like great income, if you already create income, double it. Like, come on, like make you drive the standard in your life. Okay. Because Halloween's coming. Christmas is coming. Thanksgiving is coming. You know what I mean? New Year's is coming. You got coaches, consultants, virtual assistants, Christmas presents. You got stuff to pay for, right? And it's time that underneath the Christmas tree, there's something extraordinary. Do you guys hear what I'm saying? That's our responsibility. And so you got to get good at sales, whether you like it or not. You got to get over the feeling if you think it's sleazy, and you need to get your heart right, because you only think it's sleazy if you're still trying to be good at something, because that's all about you. Okay. So here's what I would say. On the very bare minimum, I would say you should connect with 5 people today. And when you connect with them, you got to have a reason to connect with them. Okay, so if I was calling people in my email list right now, I would call and I would say I'm doing an end of year survey. What was your goal this year as an entrepreneur? That's my reason to connect. What was your goal as an entrepreneur this year? They tell me. Did you hit it? Yes or no? Okay, they tell me. I will keep a survey, a legit survey, because I can't lie about that. I'm going to look at that survey because what do you think that's going to do? Prime my content, prime my emails, prime my blogs, prime, my reels online. It's going to prime it. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what it's going to do. It's going to prime it. What primed this conversation is I see a huge lack in people's ability to future pace, which is connected to serving your customer or client or your buyer, which is connected to unstucking them. I know that's not a word, but you know what I mean? Unstucking them so that they can actually see what it is that you see to be able to buy from you. If you don't see anything for them and you don't articulate that in a future pace of this is what success looks like, you don't have an easy close. How many of you guys are having an awareness that you can make a change today? Okay, so you got to have a reason to connect. So make up a reason and then give integrity to that reason, like the survey. Okay, keep the survey. Once you're done the survey, you are already in engagement, because you're talking back and forth, whether that's through instant messenger, whether that's through Facebook Messenger, Instagram Messenger. Don't be weird, right? Like if I wanted to go on my Instagram, I could go and say, hey, I noticed that you follow me online and I'm doing a survey with entrepreneurs and business owners. Could you just answer this quick question? What was your goal this year and did you hit it? Yes or no? The reason why I put yes or no is because I want a clear answer. Okay, now I have engagement. Connect, engage, service, make an offer. You're not moving to a sale if you have no engagement, right? Connect, engage, service, make an offer. Then I'm going to service them. And so whatever they tell me, if I was in relationships, weight loss, trauma help, homeschooling, right? Like they're going to tell me what happened. And either I'm going to congratulate them and ask them what their next level is, or in whatever my industry is, or I'm going to have some sort of advice for them. That's service. And I will have a vision in that advice, which is what I see as possible. No kidding. A woman messaged me. This was my 2 a.m., 1 a.m. when I couldn't sleep last night. And when I read her words, and I know you guys can do this too. Can you guys, like when you read somebody's words, you can tell if they're confident or not, right? Or if they undervalue themselves, or if they're pompous and cocky, right? You can tell when you can tell by somebody's words and what they choose. So this beautiful woman sends me a message, and I said to her, like, she's Airbnb-ing her house. She has 5 kids, and they go into a camper when they Airbnb their house. And I'm like, wow, that's got to be brutal, right? Like, I know, because we're not supposed to be in California right now. We're supposed to be gone to Puerto Rico. And we decided to stay for a few extra weeks, and our house is Airbnb'd. So we have to go stay at my girlfriend Haley's house, who's number 2 in all of doTERRA, right? We've coached her business as well. We got to go stay at Haley's house because my house is rented. It's a pain in the you-know-what. Like, it's such a pain to leave for a week while somebody else rents the house. I wanted everything in me to break integrity. Can I tell you something? I've never broken a coaching agreement. I've never not paid for a coaching agreement. I've never not followed through once I grab my integrity. I just don't do that. Everything in me wanted to cancel the Airbnb for the person, because I can do that, right? Like, you can cancel it. I wanted to cancel it 2 months ago when we decided that we were going to stay, but I didn't because of integrity. So now I think this woman messages me, and I think I am for sure her angel, because I know what she's going through, because I'm walking it right now where I gotta leave on Sunday, right? And I don't want to leave on Sunday. I've got so much going on. I don't want to leave. My kids got homeschooling. We've got a chef. We've got, we got to pack up our stuff. You know what I mean? I got my mom. I got my mom's dog. I just moved them here from Canada. Like, it's just a lot of stuff. Can anybody have some love for me? Please give me some love, right? Just say, I'm sorry, or I love you, or I'll pray for you, something, please, right? And so I know it. So I said to her, I said that instead of saying, wow, you're amazing, I said, that's gotta hurt. Like, you're pulling up 5 kids every time you Airbnb your house. And she said, I have a good attitude about it. I paint the picture of it's fun. We get to camp, we get to all that. But she said, it sucks. But it's what she needs to do to make ends meet. And you know what I saw in her? Connect, engage, service, make an offer. You know what I saw in her? I said, you are undercutting yourself. If I had more entrepreneurs that were brave enough to pay my coaching fee, that had her level of resilience, she would be a millionaire. And it probably wouldn't take that woman 5 years to do it. Because that level of willingness and resilience and vision of what she could do. I mean, what's her option? Take 5 kids and live on the streets? No. She Airbnbs her house, updated her house, got new dishes, takes care of her kids, and found a way to create a living for her life instead of folding and saying, I don't have the resources. Some of you guys need to take a story like that and realize that there's something in your life you want to pay for right now, and you're saying that you don't have the resources because you're not willing to go to the camper. And if you were willing to go to the camper, you would develop a level of grit. I sold my car for a year, right? I sold my clothes. I borrowed money at 30% interest, right? Like those are the things that I did. I did the camper, and I would do it again in a heartbeat to not even have what I have today, but to actually own the freedom of knowing that I can do it. You see, there's no bad economy. There's no oops, bad hire in my company. There is nothing that I feel like I can't get over because I've done the camper. Not done the camper without a vision. She has a vision. That's why she's connected to me. Right? She has a vision of being at Zone Event. She has a vision of coaching. She has a vision of building out her business. She has a vision, and she's willing to do what it takes. So I could have left her at her problem and left her stuck. Or I could have told her what I really see in her, which creates movement. Right? You can always make an offer when you see success for someone. When you don't see success for someone, it is very hard to make an offer. So let me ask you a question. Who is not coaching with us right now that needs a coach? Put the word coach in the chat. Don't be afraid. Don't be held back. Like, don't do that to yourself. I've got a wake. This is not an income claim, but I have a wake. Esteban, let me pull you up here right now. Esteban, you guys on Instagram can't see this, but I'll pop this up for you, okay? Esteban. Okay, so Esteban, tell me right now, what type of results have you gotten being coached?
The beginning of the year, after I had a VIP day with you, 400% year over year.
400% year over year. What type of revenue can you generate in a day if you really wanted to, or a week?
Over $20,000.
Okay, that's power. He knows what to do. That is not an income claim. That does not mean it's going to happen to you. I have to unfortunately say you'll probably never make $1 with me in your entire life, because that's the rules of the law. But I could go through, I just saw Esteban here. I could go through and pull people up. What do you do for a living?
I'm a fitness coach, anti-aging fitness and nutrition coach.
Powerful, right? He also does network marketing. He also has a wife. You get what I'm saying? Like, he's up to things in the world. And when he came, he didn't have that power. I mean, he had that power. He just didn't have a way, right? I'm going to pop you off. Thank you, Esteban. So I share this with you because when you see something, now do not use the excuse, well, she sells money. Don't do that. He sells fitness and anti-aging. Today, I'm going to do a very interesting stem cell situation. It's not regular stem cell. They have a laser that wakes up we have dormant cells. When we're born, they don't age. Okay, so people always, this sounds pompous, and I don't mean it as pompous, so I'm just going to say it and give up what I look like, give up the need to look good right now, because it feels weird to say it. But like people always say, Shanda, like your skin or your hair, that takes money. And I'm not saying going and cutting my face, and I have nothing wrong with somebody cutting their face. I'm 48 years old, and it doesn't happen without money. I'm going in and I spend $10,000 a treatment for somebody to extract, blood out of me, use a laser that nobody else has, wake up cells. And then what happens? Well, when I watched a guy go from ALS or have MS to no MS, I was like, that could help me, right? By the way, 48-year-old woman, 5 months after doing this, had her baby. Actually, she didn't have her baby. She got pregnant with a healthy baby and she aborted. Horrible, horrible, because that's why she went to him. So I share this with you because there is no freaking problem you have that is not solvable. I am convinced there is no health problem. There is no financial problem. There is a us problem and what we're willing to do. And so if you are sitting there without a coach because you don't have time, money, resources, like you can't do that, right? What if my coach could show you how to get the resources? Would you take the call? Right? What if my coach could show you a new vision and say, you know what I see in you, Celeste, is that I can't tell you that in 90 days you're going to make money or in 60 days you make money, but I could show you a plan that in 60 days you could generate. Right? And even if you fail at least you know how to do it. You could just get more aggressive in your connection. Right? And then we have 6 calls a month in Mentor Me Live that will actually role play with you and do call reviews, right? Find out where are you going wrong. Do you think that would be valuable? Yes or no? Do you think that? Yeah, but what's happening in your own house? I want you guys to talk like this in your business. I'm going to tell you, I went without a husband because relationship coaches didn't close. I went with having 12 pounds, 15 pounds overweight on my body because I was left struggling. Yes, I know I have a responsibility in that. But for God's sakes, we need to rise up an army of people who are so committed to your industry. What you know can help somebody. And every time you hang out in a worthiness conversation, or I don't have the resources to hire a coach, or I don't have the resources to hire a virtual assistant, or I can't get on a plane because I live in Europe, so I can't come to the Zone event. Or for gosh sakes, I just had one, Shanda, you and Brendan Burchard are doing Austin, Texas. I need it to be in Florida. Like, wake the F up. Because there's people struggling because they don't have what you have. And some of you guys are still contemplating on what you should sell your shit for. Make a freaking decision today. Stop it. Stop it. Because I know without a doubt that nobody follows me that doesn't have a good heart. I know that. It would irritate you if you're Jewish and I'm Christian and I talk about God, or you're New Age and I don't call it the universe, I call it God. It would irritate you. A good heart has forgiveness, has grace. Says, you know what, we might not align on everything, but like, I see you, girl. I see you, guy, right? You have a good heart. And so my job is to get inside your mind and help you manage it differently so that you can create the result and the movement that you are meant to create. I am so tired of low standards. You are not making more life, right? You are not making more life. Although the stem cell scenario reverses 10 years. That's why a 45, 48-year-old woman can have a baby with her embryos, right? It reverses 10 years, right? What's happening in your body right now that is showing age, that if you could knock back 10 years. Oh, but Shanda, I don't want to talk to Doug. I want to talk to David because I'm just going to sit here in my little city, in my little house and fade away. Really? That's your contribution to society. I think there's more in you. And I think you're better than that. And I know whatever problem you're facing, there is a way through it. If you need to make money or you want to grow a business and you are not coaching with us at this point and you would like to be open to a conversation, put the word coach in the chat. You guys on Instagram, you're going to have to send me a direct inbox message and put the word coach in my direct inbox message. Today's the day that we stop having low standards. If anything I said today jolted you, okay, go out there, make offers, go out there, help people, be relentless, and be bold in your stand. Follow what I trained today. If you don't know how to do a full sales conversation, I trained it yesterday. Go take the time, go watch it, but then don't let yourself go to sleep without practicing it on at least 5 people today. Even if you're a nurse in a hospital, I've had nurses do full day programs and go work the night shift, come back with no sleep or 2 hours sleep like I had last night, and actually show up and they help. They show up and they study because they're not going to do that 7 days a week. They're going to do that in a compressed time because they see something different for themselves. My friends, we have to see something different for ourselves if we're going to go to the next level. And it better be bigger than where we're stuck. I'm going to end the live on that today. I'm sending you so much love. You guys on the on-demand Zoom, I'm going to stay with you and do some coaching. Start raising your hand for your questions. Everybody on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, wherever it is that we are streaming right now, I am sending you guys so much love. And I will see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. California.